Hi everybody, 29th of March, another day in my daily diary of how I'm now coping with the loss of my wife due to Parkinson's. Well, after my good day yesterday, I had a really poor night's sleep last night. I went to bed at just after 12, but I put my clock forward, so really it was just after 1. But I was wide awake at 4:30, properly wide awake. So I got up, made a brew, and just got myself showered and dressed. And I went I went to the dining room for my breakfast at 6:30, me thinking it opened at 6:30. It's bloody 7:30 at weekends. So I ended up going back to my room. I thought I'll go back and just have a brew and a biscuit. No bloody milk. No milk again. So I had to go on a mooch. That time in the morning, I felt like a burglar, opening all cupboards and doorways and stuff, looking for... Anyway, I found a trolley, one of maid's trolleys with all the, the sugars and tea bags, and there was a box full of milk. So I nicked some of them and shot off back to my room. Like an early morning burglar. And then I went back down to I keep saying down, but I was on the ground floor. So then I went back to the dining room at 7:30. Was first in, and had a cooked breakfast with egg and they have egg, tomatoes, beans, mushrooms, hash brown, some toast, apple juice, and a brew. So I left the hotel. I signed out just before 8:30. I shot off over to that country park. It was only 10 minutes drive away. That where the Parkinson's Walk's being held on September the 6th. It was a bit blowy. There was loads of people getting out the cars with their dogs. It's a really nice place, massive. So I did a quick look round. I didn't get out. It was, like I said, it was looking like a bit iffy. And then I drove over to that Beamish place. Now that is a really nice place to go and visit. It cost me, was it 35 quid to get in, but you can go, that'll last you for 12 months. I know it's not on my doorstep from where I am, but if I go back, it's free entry now for 12 months, but even the 35 quid was well worth it. Well worth it, very informative really, and just fascinating to see. The old, had different set, like a street setup and shops of the 1950s, and then one of the 1900s, and there's a colliery and you could go down in the pit. I didn't go down there, but thoroughly enjoyed it. I was there a good couple of hours, and you've got old trams and old buses that you can just hop on and hop off. It takes you all around, which is what I kept doing because it was really cold, blustery, really biting wind. And I was talking to one of the fellas who like the conductor on the bus, and he said, no, it's like this all year. So if you do go, you do really need to be wrapped up. Luckily, I had a coat in the car. I still have my shorts on though. People walking around with woolly hats and scarves, and there's me with bloody shorts on. So yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it, and then I just sat in a cafe afterwards and had a cappuccino. So I want to thank all them people that I was speaking to yesterday that all recommended going there. I'm glad that I took their advice, and especially the lady that that first gave me the info that I bumped into a couple of times. She mentioned it a few times, but like I said, the fellow who lived near it, it was. I'm glad I took their advice and went. Really recommended. So I set off at home about 12ish, I think, or just after 12. Because I was there longer than a couple of hours. Just after 12, I think it was when I set off. But I had to stop for an half-hour nod because I was tired, as you can imagine, only having a few hours sleep. The weather was awful. It was horrible driving home. Rain was lashing down, the wind was blowing, and the car was being rocked from side to side. You know, because there's a lot of mileage before I even get to the motorway. I've got to come right across the country to get back to the M6. You know, that's the biggest part of the drive, actually, non-motorway. But right over the Dales, the Yorkshire Dales as well, so it really... So I got to the first services. I pulled up at a lay-by, but I couldn't settle with the cars, so I got to the first services and just got my head down. I had a good half an hour. I nodded off straight away. So then I went and got myself a coffee and a bit of a bite to eat while I was there. So, yeah. But because of yesterday, I feel really relaxed and more chilled. And it's just given me a right lift. You know, I really am going to start doing more of it. I really am. It's made me realise, and I don't know what the word is, it just lifted in me. I just feel lifted in myself. That makes sense. Then earlier, when I got home, I was checking emails and stuff, because I haven't done any of that. I've not checked any emails while I've been away. I checked my lottery. I won a £5 on lottery over the weekend. But I've sent a clip on YouTube from Angie's sister in America, Angie's cousin in America, and it's all about this woman. She's now a medium, but she's on about looking for and getting signs from. I'm sorry, I keep looking out because the wind's really bashing. There's all sorts going in the garden here. What was I saying then? Oh, it's the woman said it's all about looking for signs and getting signs from your loved ones. And the part that really made me think was when the woman said, you need to stop looking for the signs and just be more aware of stuff that's going on around you, you know, and in you. You know, I'm always looking for feathers and robins. I'm asking for robins all the time, and every day I'm saying, Angie, give me a sign, give me a sign. And she said, don't, you have to stop doing that and just be aware of like something just happening in your head, and you think like, why did I just think that right out of the blue? These are the signs that's really, or things happening around you. You know, even like a flickering light or something. These are the things that I need to be more aware of. Instead of just looking for feathers and robins. There's more to it than that. And that's what she was saying. You know, so I like this weekend, these last couple of days, I was a bit hesitant about going away for a couple of nights on my own. Because again, I'm thinking, should I? Is it right? You know, is it right for me to go away like that on my own? But now I'm convinced that it was. I'm convinced it was. And I'm so glad I've done it. And I'm feeling good about it as well. Maybe this is what the woman's on about in the clip. You know, maybe the way I'm feeling now, after having a couple of days away, maybe that's Angie saying, yes, it's okay. You know, either that or I'll get a bloody puncture on my way home if I go it again. But I'm trying to just look at it from all that, because I'm definitely lifted. I mean, remember, Saturday was, yesterday was a 6-month anniversary, so I can't believe how lifted I am. You know, I don't mean to say I'm not going to get sad and that, but it's like I said yesterday, I did the sadness bit in the morning, and then, you know, give me head a shake, and I can't explain it. I know I've moved up a step in this grief journey, I know that, but I've just come back with a more positive positive feel and more upbeat feel about myself. Just by going away for a couple of days to somewhere that I never have thought of going in my life. You know, so anyway. I'll definitely go to bed early tonight. I'll be at the gym a bit earlier in the morning though, because it's Monday, is it? Yeah, Monday. Because I'm picking Angie's sister up, Marilyn. About 11:30, I said, because she's got an appointment at 12 o'clock in Blackpool to pick up Chezzy's death certificate at the town hall in Blackpool. And yes, I will go for a coffee with her afterwards. Yeah, so all the t-shirts, the factory got, you know, selling them on eBay. What's the other size? Etsy or something. Anyway, they sold a hoodie with that same design on. It's gone to Canada. So we're getting worldwide with them now. So yeah, your t-shirts, and you get hoodies and all sorts with it on. So again, if you want one, the link's on my profile page, or you can come back and do it through me. You know, just send me your address and the size you want and the colour, and whether it's a man's or a lady's. You know, and then I'll send you the bank details and I'll float the order in for you, and you'll get it sent direct. Or go on my profile page and just click on it, and that'll take you right to the eBay site that is selling them for me. You know, and then each fiver, that's everyone that's sold, he flirts the fiver over to me. So it's a nice little system. I added it up before, 221 quid at the moment. I said at the end of the month, so I've got a couple more days yet. What are we on, 29, so yeah, 2 more days, isn't it? So hopefully, might get another couple sold, get like maybe to 230 quid. Because that 221, you know, it also consists of some just donations that, you know, they don't want the t-shirt, they've just made donations as well. So, what's 221 quid? And I'll donate it then on Wednesday, and then start again for April, and hopefully we can get another dollop in April and get that sent over. Yeah, so fingers crossed. Yeah. And the other saying in all these today was, remember there's 2 things in life that we need: a good pair of shoes and a good bed. Because if you're not in one, you're in the other. Alright, so I'm going on that note now. Thanks for your support and all your comments, keep them coming. Press your like buttons, follow me and repost these videos, and I will do another one tomorrow. So as per usual, you take care now. Bye.